All right, so good morning, everyone. Uh, my name is Darryl Murphy, the host of Lunch and Grow with Commercial Multifamily. All right. Also have a Facebook page, Commercial Multifamily Mastermind Group. Wow, everybody coming in now. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna recap a little bit. When I started off discussing uh, discussing the underwrite, we started out on the actual numbers. The actual numbers are the numbers that you will request from the seller or from the listing broker. The actual numbers are the numbers that you will put into your, whether it says marketing package or whether it says actuals. Your form may be different than my form. Okay, your analysis may be different than my analysis form. So whatever the name is that's on your analysis form, you will put your actual numbers there. Okay, and then you will do your underwrite. You know how a lot of brokers, they will say, well, um, we're coming in at let's say a 4.69 cap, but it doesn't matter where they're coming in. It matters where you're going to come in. Okay. So their numbers could look all gravy, but if you're underwrite, which is over here, I'm not going to be using these columns right here. Okay. But if your underwrite is not in line with them, then you will make that decision if you want to move forward or not with this particular deal. So I had already put in all of the actual numbers, and now we just doing the underwrite, which is over here in column 4. Okay. As you come down, when I kicked off last week, we had already put in what the operating reserves, or some may call capex reserves, or again, whatever it is on your analysis, you will put in. Right now, this number will fluctuate depending on, one, the age of the building. Okay, how old is this thing, right? So on this particular product right here, um, on this particular product, okay, so on this particular product, we're coming in at a $300, okay, per unit cost for your capex. Now, this could vary, and someone asked me a question last week, in reference, I think their capex reserve was a lot higher, and he asked, well, which one was right? Well, it depends on whatever your mentor says. If your mentor says use uh, a sliding scale, then you use the sliding scale. If that mentor says, I want you to use $1,000 per unit no matter what, then that's what you use. You go by whatever your mentor tells you. However, for me, what I teach is it's a sliding scale. Your A-class properties, CapEx, is not going to need to be the same as a 1960 CapEx product. Okay? So if for Class A, I may run it between 250, 300. Class B, I may run it between 300, 350. Class C, I may run it between 350, 400. Then if I'm getting into products that's way older, 1960, 1970, now I may bump that baby up to 450, 500. Okay, so please mute yourself. So So your sliding scale can change. Okay.
Just annoying again.
Please mute yourself. Okay, so that's where we left off, and I said that we will pick up right here with the income and then working our way down. So from this point forward, what we're going to do, we're going to go to the rent roll, right? Because the three things that you should ask for is what? T12 rent roll OM, right? The OM information. You read it, try to gather as much data, information from it, okay? And that's what it's really for. It's just so you can get some information. All right. Some of it, a lot of it, you're gonna have to just read over, repass, or whatever. Okay. But you really want to get just some information. What's the neighborhood like? What are they telling you? Okay. But you got to do your own research. Do not rely on that OM, because the OM one is just something, a document, so that they could boost it up, make it look good. They want you to suck in on this, right? And but you have to do your own research, and some of it, it just can't be relied upon. So I'm telling you this. I'm a commercial. I'm a KW commercial agent. So I'm telling you the knowledge that I have. Okay, I'm giving out all my trade secrets. So from here we're going to go over to the rent roll. Now, what I would tell everyone to do, and this is what I normally do. Let me move this bar to down here, and I need to open up. Okay. So what you want to do from here, as you look at your rent roll, you want to see vacancies. How many vacant units are there? Okay. You want to coincide, and now it could be a variance, of course, because a lot of times your T12 could be a previous month. All right. Your T12 could be, say, September, but your rent roll is October. And that's possible because this is October 27th, and there's no way they could give you a T12 without and this month is not over. So they can give you a rent roll for September, but they can't give you a T12 for October. And actually, they could give you a rent roll for October. Okay. So this is just, and also I want to let everybody know, this is a this is underwriting for a stabilized product. Stabilized. Okay. If this product is not stabilized, you will not underwrite this way. Okay. So this is a stabilized product. So from this point, what I do, I go and I look for all vacant units, right? Because I'm gonna count them up. Now I'm not gonna sit here and roll all of them vacant units. Normally, what I do, I just hit my let me move this up here. Normally, what I do, I just hit my little find right over here, and I just type in vacant. Now, this is where you're going to have to, you would say find all, right? You will find all, and as you can see, there's going to be a whole lot of them, right? Look at this, all this here, right? But if it says 33, what you do, and this is what I do, I just go ahead, I start zipping down, because you see how they're double like that? Let me start this all over. You don't want to double count, okay? You don't want to double count your vacancies, all right? So just one, okay? Two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, there you go. 13, 14, 15. Now I'm gonna stop right here. You're probably wondering why. Because the rest of this is nothing but future, and then it's going to jump down here, and it's going to be a vacant word up there. So I do believe I said 15. So if you take that 15 and divide that by 264, you're going to get a 5.68 vacancy rate. So now I'm going to come back over here and put 5.68 vacancy rate. Okay. So your vacancy rate, now we're talking about underwriting. Okay. Although your rent roll says 5.68, you have to find out what is the market vacancy rate. Okay. If the market vacancy rate is, say, less than 5, then you will put in 5 or whatever the rent roll dictates, as long as it's greater than 5. Do not put in less than 5, no matter what. Okay. 5 is the minimum. However, if the market says 10, then that number is to be a 10, regardless of what the rent roll says. Okay. You may happen to have a good unit that has a 5%, but if your market where this property is and where that neighborhood is, if that is running a 10% vacancy, then the lender is going to look at the market. And I have a lender up here, okay, Julie from O Capital. If I'm telling something wrong, do I need you to jump in? And JT, if I'm telling something wrong, I need you to jump in. Okay. And JT is from the insurance side. So again, you must verify your data. So just because the rent roll says 5.68, if that market says 10, then you ought to use 10. If the market says 4, the rent roll says 3, you use 5, no matter what, because the lender is going to use 5. All right, so we're going to let that be a 5.68. So now we're going to calculate your loss according to the rent roll. Now, what I want to see is this. Hold on a minute. Give me 1 second, everyone. All right, let me run back over here. Okay, so from this point, you want to do your research and you want to see what are the market rents for this community. Okay, so I did not open up the OM and I did not open up my CoStar. I do have the OM, but I didn't open it. I think I have it. I don't think so. Anyway, let me go back right here. Okay. So from here, what I would normally do, I want to see what are the market rents for if this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, right? Now, how do you get the market rents? Well, there's several ways. One, you could call, well, before I get into that, you could go to apartments.com. That's one way. And you could, and apartments.com has a polygram capability. So with apartments.com, sure. All right. If that's good, just type in and tell me that that's good. Okay. So you can go to apartments.com, and apartments.com will allow you to map out the units and the for this particular property, what are the rents in that area? Okay. Now, if that property is sitting in an area where there's a major highway, if it's inside of that major highway, or if you see or a river or something that's dividing that land, that's dividing, do your best to stay inside those boundaries. Do your best to stay inside of the boundaries. When you check your for rent comps, do your best to find apartments that are the same age as the one that you are underwriting. So if that's a 1990 building, you could go down. I usually go down 5 years. So I would go 1985 to 1995. I figure that's a good little gap right there. I don't need to go, I don't want no rents for 2020 because that's a class A product, which is nothing like the one that I'm underwriting for. If mine is built 1990, right? So 5 years great, 5 years below, let that be your sweet spot. Okay. Then whatever the square footage is for those units, the ones, the twos, the threes, or whatever, right? You want to try to find apartments that's around the same square footage as what you have. Okay. That way you could get a strong idea of what the rents are going for in that area. That's one way you can do that. Now, another way, did I leave anything out? Yeah, I think I hit the main points. Now, another way you could do this is something that I used to do, and I still do, not used to, I still do. I will get on a horn and I will call the apartments surrounding that area where my apartment complex is. And I'm going to ask them, I'm not being dishonest, but I'm asking them, that I need, I may be moving to the area. Actually, I may be moving to the area because I like Texas, although I'm in New Jersey. So I may be moving to the area, and I'm looking at renting out, let's say, a 2-bedroom. So I'll ask them, how much is the rents going for? What's included with the rents, right? And they'll tell you, wait a minute, but what's the square footage of that apartment unit? Now, the only part I really don't mention too much is my name. I may use Daryl, but I may not use that last name, right? But it will give it's so that I could pull that data that I need. What's all included with this? Is there anything I gotta pay? Is there blah blah blah? And they will tell me. So once you gather that data, okay, once you gather that data for your 1 to 2 to 3s or whatever that you may have, okay, you will calculate that GPI. And so you'll take the average, multiply it by the total number of the units times 12. Please mute yourself. And then that's what you will put right here. Okay, that's what you will put right here for you. So now let's just say, for whatever reason, I didn't finish this one here. So let's just say that we're running, say 3215. Oh no, that's too much. Let me take a 0 off. There we go. So now what we have here is 3.2 million. Okay, so 3.215000 take away 294. Okay, so at this point, what I would do, I take my and this is also my target. This is also my target. Okay, of where I'm trying to get to. If I see that he's at a 2.9 and I'm trying to get to here. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract my market, my target GPI from this. And that's going to give me 265,658. That's what it's going to give me. However, when you do that, that number is also incorporating your vacancies, the physical vacancies. So what you need to do is subtract that 182, 612, and that's going to give you your loss. Now, I'm going to say something here because, well, let me do this. Once you do that, you're going to have a balance, and that is your actual loss to lease, the difference between what's now going on and your target of where you're trying to get to. You would then divide that number, which is my number is 83,046. Whoever's following me, I'm sure if my number is wrong, just let me know. Say that you misplaced or something like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the 83,046 and I'm going to divide that number by my 3.2 million, right? Okay. And that number is going to give me a 2.58. Now you're probably saying, why is he punching in all them numbers? That's what's on my calculator, right? So, and also it gives me the exact number, but you don't have to do that. You could just put 2.6, all right, or 2.5 round. This up to you. You don't have to do that, all right? Now, I want you to follow me. Look at what I'm doing from here on, right? You see what I just did? I made the rest of those a 0, 0. But believe me, I'm going to fill it in, okay? I don't like using the word industry standards. I don't like using that word. So, but I'm going to use industry standard just for the purpose of this class, because some may do things just slightly different. All right. So what am I getting at? The total vacancy for a stabilized property, you want it to be no more than 10%. And that is including your physical vacancy. You don't want it to be really no more than 10%. So what I'm going to do here, everyone, I'm just going to add a 1 there, and I'm going to add a 1 there. I'm all right. It's a little bit over 10. That's cool. Where I got the total at 10. Now, when you talk to your property manager, right? You will then make adjustments here. For right now, these are the numbers that you're working with. But every number that you're putting in, it's going to be verified either by a broker or by a property manager, right? So for now, this is a 10.26. Leave it. Leave it. It's okay, because you're going to get these numbers verified too. All right. But the total vacancy should be no less than 10. No less than 10%. Okay. Now, I have mine broken out where I got vacancy, loss to lease, bad debt, concession. This is where these are the things that are well, vacancy is all of these are really important. But when it comes to your loss to lease, I'm gonna say between loss to lease and physical vacancy, those two are to me are real heavy things that if they're slightly high or lower, that I'm gonna tell you, you can make some good, you can really pull in the money on those two things. Bad debt concessions, of course they're bad. I mean, hopefully whatever the market is doing in that area, when you talk to your property manager, you're gonna say you're running about right, or she may say, well, you need to bump that up a little bit. Okay. And as for bad debt, you want to try to keep that bad debt to a minimum. All right. That's your goal, is to keep that to a minimum. Okay. This may fluctuate a little bit, your concessions. If a lot of people in that area are doing concessions, you need to question why. Why do I have to give concessions? If my building is good, up to par, why am I presenting concessions all the time? All right. Do we have new product coming online where they're taking your clients? All right. So if you see in your market that concessions are really high, well, that may be something you may want to think about. All right, because you're going to be giving out that concession is definitely going to change. All right. I'm not telling you don't do the deal. I'm just saying just look into other avenues, look into what else you can do. All right. In order to try to bring this number down. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. All right. I ran over time. I talked too much. In reference, okay, so now we don't put in all of the numbers here, and as you can see, they don't transfer it over. But this is where, depending on the state that you're in. In Texas, they have the appraisal district for each county. Now, so let's say if you're in Harris County, if you were to type in Harris County Appraisal District, that site is going to come up. And I know I deal with a lot of Harris County, but I notice this Texas really, all of Texas has appraisal districts. So what I do, I go in, I put the parcel number or the address of the product into the search bar. It brings up the property. It shows me the latest appraisal, because your price, your taxes is not going to be what the seller taxes are. All right. So you go into the appraisal district. Now, for your first time, until you get really familiar with whatever market that you're in, right? You call down and let them walk you through. Depending on some markets, there's going to be some calculations. You may have to do a little bit of calculating here, calculating there, but they will teach you how to do it. Okay. So for here, let's just say that this jumped up to 450,000. Okay. Now you really want this property. You really want it. Okay. So this way you jump on the phone with JT. You send JT the rent roll, T12, and the OM and your analysis. So JT, he's going to take a look at this and he's going to say, okay, yo, man, your insurance is going to go up. Or he may say, nah, I can get it a little better. Okay. So for the purpose of this class, let's just say that JT said it's going up. Okay. This is part of your underwrite. This is where it all comes into play, everyone. Right here in your underwrite. Okay. So advertise. Now, some may have rule of thumbs. I don't know if you can see mine, but anyway, I have a list of rule of thumbs. Okay. Hold on one second. I see some flashing orange. Let me see if anyone have a question. No more or no less? What that mean? Help me out on that one. No more, no less.
You were talking about vacancies. At first you said you didn't want your vacancy to be no more than 10% for vacancy, including physical vacancy. Correct. And then you said no less. So which one is it?
Right, no less than 10%.
Thank you.
Yeah, the total vacancy, that's physical, economical, total. Okay, no less than 10%. Oh, what am I talking about? Oh boy. You don't want it to be more than 10%. I'm sorry,
Thank you.
everyone.
That's right. It was
I'm
confusing.
sorry, everyone.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You want it, you don't want to be greater than 10%. You want to, if you can have it less, yeah, but make sure your physical vacancy, that's the most important thing, that it is whatever that market or whatever the rent roll is, but no less than 5. Don't go less than 5. If your economical vacancy could be less, that's good, but you really don't want it no more than 10. Okay. I'm sorry about that, everyone, if I got y'all a little confused. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to go on just for a couple more minutes, because I really do want to finish up expense, because I didn't finish it up last time. And am I recording this? I hope that I am, because I was supposed to record this. Oh man, I got a feeling I didn't. So from
It says
adver-
you're recording, Daryl.
thank you very much. Boy, I was starting to freak out. So your advertising. I'm going to skip over electric. Actually, let me say this. These particular items right here, the only thing, you really cannot do anything with these, because one, electric, gas, and what's name, they're not going to talk to you, because you're not the owner of the building. Okay. Um, so your best thing for that is you could talk to your property manager. However, um, in this stage of the game, there's really not much that you can do with your electric, gas, water, sewer, and trash. Okay. If the property manager says in reference to trash that when you take possession, that they could try to get um, another contract for this, then that's good. Okay. But these things here, once you really get into your due diligence, you may be able to call the electric, gas company and so forth, and talk to them about, or try to gather as much data that you can. They're not going to talk to you because they can't tell you much. They can't tell you much, because you are not the owner of that property. Okay. So this is where these items here that I'm getting ready to highlight. Oops, not that one. This one. These items are important items, because these are the ones that your property manager can tell you whether or not it's going to go down or going to go up. The one question that I ask my property manager is, what can I reduce on day one of acquisition? Because if she says, or he says, that you can reduce that payroll, or that repairs and maintenance, or the general admin, that helps your numbers. That helps your numbers. Okay. So these that I have, that you see here in gray, well, this one is in white, but I'm sure this really would be gray. But those things you will be able to discuss with your property manager. Management fee, you definitely go on to interview a property manager, see what the rates are going for. This particular unit is pretty big, so you should be able to get a pretty decent rate. As you can see here, it's a 3.16, and this is 200 and some units. So I would expect that. If you have something small, such as a 50 unit, 60 unit, then I would expect this rate to be slightly higher, maybe by 2 percentage points. Okay, so I'd be a 5 or whatever. All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna skip over other, because other could be anything that's not labeled on your expense column. So you may see, this is what's labeled. But if you have someone at T12 that is not labeled, that could fit into one of them, then you would use your other. But don't do like I did. I didn't put a note to tell you what it was, except yes, I did. I did right there. Oops. So that was other utilities and other anything. So it was other stuff that fell right into that spot. All right. And then here your but other than that, it will be whatever else that doesn't fit into there. Oh, one other thing. Sometimes if you don't see legal fees and professional fees where it's a zero like this, check your general admin because sometimes they include it in there. If they did, then just leave a note for yourself or for your teammates or for the property manager who's going to look at this, or whoever needs to know. Leave a note. Just highlight it in yellow, okay? And then just type right here a note. Leave a note. Include it with GA, and that way they'll know. Okay. Here, that if you notice, this number is the same as this number. Okay, that's your capital CapEx replacement reserves, however they may want to use the term. But this is what you will be collecting. Once you take acquisition of the property, you will start collecting this, and it will accumulate. If you don't have to touch this money, then what's going to happen is it will just accumulate into this pot, okay, to help you with any capital expenditures that may happen to take place. Again, just from this point on, it's between the county or whatever district they may have, municipalities, jurisdictions. That's between them. Here, you can get from JT or whoever you're using with insurance. Okay, here, make sure that if you don't see it, see if it's included with the GA. Okay, and as for utilities, there's very little you could do about it. You could try to get some information from utility company on what's going to be required when you take over. Will you have to put deposits down? How much will you have to put down? Okay, so you can have that, and so forth. So now you've done all of this, and you really do want this property. You really do. Okay, so now this is where the lender comes in. Okay, so you say to Julie from Old Capital Lending, right? You say to her, Julie, I have this deal, 264 units. It's in Texas or wherever it is, right? Can you tell me what programs are available? What's good? What kind of rates are going on? Some with terms, right? But when you do that, let Julie know what your plan of action is. So my plan is to hold this property for 10 years and then sell it. My plan is I would like to refi on year 7 and then hold it for another 3 years and then sell it. My plan is to just sell it at 5 years. So that way she could tell you, well, this is what's going to be available, so forth, so forth, so forth. Okay, that's what's going to be available. All right. So, and then let's say she gives you a rate of a 2.69 for a nice, big, beautiful building like this. All right. And okay, so what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to stop right here because I want to get into, I do want to discuss a little more about me using my loan constant, why I want my cap rate to be at least 1 point greater than my loan constant. All right, and what it is. So at this point, I'm going to stop. The next week we'll pick up from here, and we should be able to really finish this out. Going into the P&L, and also with this being COVID, I am going to discuss COVID in this underwriting, so that if there are certain precautions that you may need to take in your underwriting, you'll have that data. So at this point right here, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to open up for questions. Any questions in reference to anything that I said here?
Hi, Daryl. I just wanted to know what are management fees based upon?
Okay. Management fee is based upon right here. That right there. Your total net income. And I'm saying that because that's what all I deal with Trinity. I deal with Visania, which is Kimra Holcomb, and Trinity is Dave Penson in Texas. So my property managers, their percentage is based on the total net income. Now, when you interview your property manager, there's you should ask them certain questions. If you do not have a paper that something that could help you out with that, just shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to share any of my information with you in reference to what question you should really ask your property managers. Okay. So as for here, no, there are no questions. Nobody want to ask no questions?
Yeah, Daryl, I got a quick question.
Sure.
When you first started going over the income, one of the things that you mentioned is that this particular example was based on this being a stabilized product.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a session maybe separate from this where you talk about how this is going to be done differently if it's a value add product?
I didn't think about that. I really didn't. I didn't think about that. Maybe I will do that at a later date. How to underwrite an unstabilized property. Yeah. Do we have a lot of people up here that's looking at unstabilized properties?
So I think it's worth a conversation about taking and looking at unstabilized properties, because if you're looking at a syndication model, that would
Mhm.
say your largest or your largest loan dollars for the
Mhm.
least amount of interest rate, which is agency debt. Once you go below 90 and you go into 75 or whatever, you're looking at two options. Well, three, maybe four, but you're looking at bank debt, which is recourse, which is taking into consideration your balance sheet and it's holding it hostage. So it freezes up your buying power as opposed to agency debt. The second option would be bridge debt. Now, bridge debt can come in recourse and it can come in non-recourse, but a lot of lenders that are doing bridge are really going to want to know who is running the show, because bridge debt, it's interest only. So they're really looking for a high performance person on your team who's done this, who has experience, regardless if it's non-recourse or recourse. So I would really encourage you to look for stabilized, because that's what we're in the business to do. We're in the business to syndicate, a lot of us. And the syndication model is, 3 to 5 years or a 10-year hold. And we're putting people into the deal, and you need a sponsor, and a sponsor's got to have the experience. So think about that when you're looking at these reviewing deals.
Thanks,
Okay.
Julie.
All right. Thanks, Julie. So yeah, give me a little time to put everything put everything into play. And I'll look at doing how to underwrite an unstabilized property. I will do that. All right. No other questions? No? Okay. All right. So before I'm going to take, let me just do this right quick, everyone, please.
You've learned how to screenshot?
Yes, I have.
All right.
All right. And I want to make sure I get everyone. Okay. So what I would like to do at this time, it's 11:47. I would like to take a quick screenshot. Let's see if we can also get at least one breakout room in. All right. Hold on a minute, everyone. Do I have everyone? Yes, I do. So I can slide this back out. All right. So here we go, everyone. On the count of three, please put your best out there. Let everybody see that you're in class. You're learning. No, we're not class. It's not class. This is a meetup. All right. So go ahead. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Boy, I'm good now. Once you teach me how to do something,
Oh, yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Fun.
All right. That's it. I'm a killer then. I'm a killer. All right. So what time is it? All right. So let's just take a few minutes. Then I'm going to bring everyone back. I want you all to introduce yourself and get your elevator pitch ready. All right. Because we have a lot of investors up here. So get your elevator pitch ready. And if you are off camera, you may want to come on camera if you're looking at these people who have the money. So, because they ain't going to want to deal with a picture when it comes to that money, you know? All right. So let's break out into the breakout rooms. I think, let me see. Let's do, here we go. I'm going to do 6 breakout rooms. Then we're going to come back in a few minutes. Here we go.
Out of Denver, Colorado.
Awesome. We've talked before, haven't we?
I think we have, yeah,
Okay.
maybe once or twice.
And so, are you looking at properties in Colorado, or what? Where are you looking?
Mostly in Kansas City right now.
Oh, okay.
I been turning my focus a little bit to the southeast, down in Georgia, but mostly Kansas City right now.
Yeah. Is there a certain class or unit count that you're looking for?
Yeah, plus 50.
Okay.
I got real close on a 71 unit just a few weeks ago, and it didn't work out because they're having some occupancy issues.
Hmm.
But yeah, plus 50. I'm trying to stay out of the C class, so B minus B, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Well, let me know if I can help you. As Daryl mentioned before, if you've got a property you're looking to submit an LOI on, if
Yeah.
you send me rent roll T12 and the OM if you have it, then I'll get you an insurance indication. I'm sure you've seen a lot of times on the T12, there might be, you know, an insurance that says $1,500. And it's like, what? It's a rounded amount. Like, how did they come up with this?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times the broker just needs to put something there, and they don't really know if they don't have the actual amount. So they're like, I heard it's $200 a door now, so we'll just put that. So, and then like Daryl said, if you're underwriting that, you could be way off. So I can get you closer in today's market. And my only disclaimer I tell everybody is, you know, I'm not going to have loss runs and not know a ton about the property. So, you know, in a perfect world, this is what it would look like, assuming there wasn't a fire or something like that last year. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Do you want to put your contact info,
Yeah.
or did you put your contact info in the chat box there?
I did, but I'll do it again.
So Brian, the property in Kansas, the main problem was the occupancy too low.
Yeah, it was too low. It dropped below 90, and they were, I think, they were pretty hands off, and it was a bigger project than they anticipated. And we had an occupancy contingency in the PSA that they didn't want to go for, so they decided just to take it back. I suggested that we, you know, that we could take control the property on a master lease. I was just trying to come up with stuff to keep the deal alive. So I
Right.
suggested the master lease option, and they didn't want to go for that at all. So
Okay.
they're just take control back.
And what about Julie getting your bridge debt? It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, I mean, I suggested, a few different things, and they didn't want to go for it. He wasn't even hearing it. He actually got in touch with me directly. The owner did, and we were trying to work stuff out over a couple of weeks, and he just called me one day and said, "Listen, we're gonna take it back," and that's that. So
Okay.
It's probably for the best.
yeah. I mean, it's not dead yet, so it still could come back to me, but it'll be at least a couple months. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's a good topic for me to do an underwrite on an unstabilized property. It's because it's not the same as a stabilized property. You can't underwrite it the same. So
yeah, financing is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I that was the first time I had encountered something where bridge debt was going to be the solution. So I'd like to dive into how exactly you underwrite that,
Right.
So I'd be interested to hear that.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I'll put something together about that.
Hey, I had a question for you. What's the calculation you use for the loan constant?
Loan constant calculations is that, if I'm not mistaken, the loan constant is your debt is the hold on a minute, is the hold on. I gotta get this thing right. Yeah, that's right. Debt service divided by the loan balance is your loan constant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. And also the equity multiplier.
So all you have to do is you hit him with it. Hey, this stuff is. Oh no. And you don't.
All right, so
Give
Brian.
him more pressure. That's what I do. Okay. That's it.
So
That's
someone's
like a gym. Is that in a boxing gym or something?
All right.
Who's fussing?
Brian, you had mentioned something about the multiplier.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the calculation was for equity multiplier. I keep forgetting to build up the SDA.
Oh, I'll get that to you. But a lot of investors, I will send that to you. But a lot of investors, don't really use that multiplier. The main thing they look at will be the annual average return.
Yeah.
And the cash on cash. I've noticed several investors that I've dealt with, they're not even concerned about that IRR. They're like, I don't really care about the IRR.
Yeah, I was making a pitch deck a few weeks ago, and just kind of taken from other people, and see that it's used a lot of the time, and just to put it up as another kind of data point.
Yeah. The one thing we always want to remember though, is try to keep things as simple as possible, because when things get complicated, you know what that means, right? When it's complicated, that means it's a no. That's what that means. They're not going to do it. They're not going to invest. So try to keep everything as simple as possible, because a complication means a no if they can't figure it out. All right. Can you tag the photo to my, I will send the photo out to everyone. And I'm also going to post it on my page and in Facebook. You all will get a copy of it, and please share it and tell your friends about it. But let's take a few minutes here just so that everyone, please just introduce yourself And please introduce yourself and tell everybody what markets you're interested in, and what is it that you need help with. Okay, what is it that you need help with? Let's okay, Lauren stepped away, so I'm going to pick it up with Monica Turner. Go ahead, Miss Turner.
Sorry. Hi, Monica Turner. I am in Chicago and I'm brand new to this, so I need help with just getting started.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, go ahead, continue. No, I'm just saying, okay. No, what else? Anything else?
Interested in investing.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where to start. So I've been in a couple of groups now, like this one, where I'm just logging in, trying to learn and network with people. So anyone that can help me get started and kind of guide me along the way, a mentor, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, I'm here. Everyone, listen, you have my email. Everyone, listen, you don't have a problem. You got support. Mm-hmm. This is support. All right. So if you need any help, just shoot me an email. I'll try to help you as much as I can. I will tell you this. Pick your market. You know, try to get you some statistics as for a market that you want to get into.
Okay.
The one question that I ask people when they say that I'm in a particular market, I always say, what is it that drove you to that market?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if they say, well, you know, this, that, that, and the other, I really, what I'm looking to hear is parameters. Okay, that's what I'm really looking here. Is like, what kind of parameters drove you there? Because just to say, well, I'm looking for growth in population, growth in household income, growth in this, growth in that, that's fine and great. Growth could be 1%, but what kind of parameters are you looking for? You know, I would definitely say that. Find out what your niche is, because you may want to get into legacy, or you may want to get into fix and flip. So I would definitely say, see what is it that you want for your life. And if you have children, incorporate all of that into your decision on what you're trying to build. And believe me, I'm here to help you out. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Lawrence, I'm coming back to you. Lawrence, introduce yourself to everybody. What markets you in?
How you doing? My name is Lawrence Laddie. I am in New York at work right now. So I apologize to Greg. I had some students coming in here. I operate the subway for New York City.
Oh.
And, I had some students come in, so I had to excuse myself for a second.
No
so
problem.
I apologize.
That's what it was.
No problem.
Apologize, Greg. We was in the breakout room. I have some property here in New York City, but right now I am looking to. I'm learning right now a little bit more about multifamily, and I appreciate Darryl talking about the syndication analyzer. I was having problems with this thing, but I'm getting to understand a lot better now.
Okay.
I started my own meetup also a few weeks ago.
Good.
Because I was kept on saying I was going to start, and then COVID came, and I kept on saying I was going to start it, and I just said, you know, let me just get this done. So right now I'm just looking to learn more and get more knowledge, and put that knowledge in action, because knowledge is not really power. Knowledge potential power. You got to put that knowledge into action.
There you go.
So I appreciate Darryl with this here, because I was looking for something like this too, and if I can help anybody, I'm on LinkedIn, and if somebody can help me, I appreciate it too.
All right. That sounds good. All right, Sal, you're up. Tell everybody what markets you're into, what you look for, how can we help you?
Are you talking to me now, Daryl?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Sal, and I'm looking to get into multifamilies. I'm a real estate in New Jersey. I'm an agent in New Jersey, referral agent, and just want to gang up with good people, and whenever the good deal with the good numbers comes in, we'll jump on it.
Good. Sal, did I hear you say federal agent?
Referral.
Oh, referral agent. Did everybody?
Federal agent.
I thought he said federal agent. I'm like, what?
All right. I'm hiding. I'm
That's
hiding.
new to me too.
All right. Thank you, Sal. Thank you very much.
No
John
problem.
Church, please introduce yourself. Tell everybody what. Oh, before I do that, Lawrence left. Okay. All right. That's okay. John Church, introduce yourself. Tell everybody what market you into and how we can help you or what you need help in.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Church. My market is Arizona and Ohio. I'm just here to continue on networking and learning and continue to meet wonderful people like you guys every Tuesday.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Do you need help with anything?
Yes, does anybody know how to clone maybe about 2 or 3 of me so I can get all this work done? Because I'm getting overwhelmed with so much stuff, but I got to keep going. So if anybody's doing any cloning, just let me know.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you, John. Thank you. Next up, Brian Watson. You're up.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Watson. I'm an investor out of Denver, Colorado, with Plume Equity. I'm looking mostly in Kansas City market, but I should be turning my sights down to the southeast, maybe Georgia, soon. So yeah, just looking for deals, underwriting everything I come across.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Next up, Lakita. Miss Lakita, please introduce yourself and tell everybody how we can help you and what markets you're into.
Hey, everybody, Lakita Green out of Greenville, South Carolina. I am brand spanking new to real estate. This is my third call that I've been on with Daryl, and the information is extremely helpful. I started in Michael Blanc's apartment investing course, and at the point where I started using the deal analyzer, and it seemed to be pretty simple when you first look at it and you start plugging in numbers and recognize that it's not as simple as it appears. So I'm at a point right now starting to kind of brand myself and my company. And I wanted to put a sample deal package together, but without really having the understanding of that analyzer and the things that need to get done, it's kind of hard to do that. So the information that you've been sharing over the past few weeks has been extremely helpful, not just for the sample deal package, but also as I move forward and I start to get letter of intents and things like that out, I think it's going to be extremely helpful. So I'm in the beginning stages. I'm networking, building as many relationships as I possibly can. And I'm looking forward to this being a really good thing for my husband and I to jump into. So my background is in sales, marketing, web development, and things like that. So obviously it's great for us to build relationships and for me to get as much help as I can, but I like to offer my services as well. So if there's anything I can do to help you guys, let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. I wanted to ask you something, but it slipped my mind. All right. Anyway, I hopefully I remember before we get off. Karen Thompson, you're up. How can we help you and what markets are you into?
My markets are Las Vegas and Phoenix, and I am working. I like to look for the smaller multifamilies until I get used to it, but I've learned a lot since I've been on here. So all of you new people, hang in there. You will eventually become a professional. I've learned to do some things that I didn't think I could do before, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm working on a deal now in Phoenix with Alicia. And so we're going to continue working and moving that through. And Daryl, thank you for sending me 300 names of buyers in Las Vegas. I mean, the thick is so thick. I could really hug you for that. But I'll get through those as quickly as I possibly can.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Next up, Robert Aragona. Please introduce yourself. Tell everybody what markets you're into and about your business.
Yes. Good morning and afternoon, everyone. Robert Aragona here, Garden State Funding. I'm in the Texas market. Many properties I have to look at throughout different cities in Texas: Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. So continue looking at those properties. And then I do, for my business, funding. Can put financing deals on commercial real estate investment properties from 100,000 to 5 million on a stated income, and much easier than the banks to get approved because we look at your credit and then the appraisal of the property. So to purchase or refi, cash out, reach out. If I can be of service to any of you guys, put a term sheet or, basic finance, and they'll spell out what the terms are going to be. I'll be glad to do that for you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next up is Greg. Greg, please introduce yourself. Tell everybody what markets you're into and how we can help you.
Hey everybody, Greg Young. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and Phoenix, Arizona, and Tucson are my markets. So I'd love to connect with you guys who mentioned Phoenix as well. And what I'm really looking to do is I'm on the capital raising side of things. As an investor, I've invested in a couple of syndications as a limited partner, but I'm really focusing on becoming on the GP side, and capital raising is the task that I'm kind of taking on at this point. So I'm really looking to connect with people who want to invest passively, whether it's you guys or people you guys know. It's a great way to learn the whole business. So that would be a great ask for me. And if you guys have any questions about Phoenix, Arizona, please let me know.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Are you open to other markets like Texas?
Yeah, potentially.
Huh?
It would depend on the market and the deal and everything, but yeah, I've invested out of state before, so it wouldn't stop me, moving forward.
Okay, let's connect.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, Daryl.
All right. Thank you. Miles, introduce yourself. Tell everybody what markets you're into.
Hi, everybody, and good morning. Thank you, Daryl, for putting this together. My name is Miles Tillman with Infinity Investments, and I'm based in the Bay Area, Northern California. I'm a commercial real estate agent and investor, and right now I'm focusing on California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and New York, and I'm looking to network and do as many deals as possible. It's nice to meet you all.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, Miles, you said you're a commercial agent?
Yes.
Okay, with who?
Infinity Investments in the Bay Area.
Okay, and you also cover, you have offices in Texas and Arizona and other places?
I'm looking to do deals out there right now with people in my network.
Okay, gotcha.
But our company's based in Oakland, California.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right. Thank you very much, Miles. Thank you. Shaylin, please introduce yourself. Tell everybody what markets you're into and how we can help you.
Good morning, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Shaylin Fisher. I am based out of New Jersey. However, I am looking to do deals with anyone, networking anywhere. I'm into multifamilies, but right now I'm into fixing and flipping, whatever, just to get started. So I'm willing to work with anyone, anywhere. I'm really interested in doing a virtual thing ever since coming on here, listening to Daryl. I think that would be very beneficial to me. So like I said, anyone that has any deals wherever you are, I'm familiar with South Carolina personally, because I lived there for a little while. But like I said, I'm in New Jersey. So physically, I can go anywhere in New Jersey, Philadelphia area, and I have a good idea of South Carolina, specifically Columbia area, because I lived there for about 14 years. But other than that, I'm willing to open up any and everywhere. So nice meeting everybody.
Oh, great. How long how long has it been since you've been down to Columbia?
I just went to visit maybe about a month or two ago, but I haven't lived there in about 5 years.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be heading down that way in about 2 weeks to Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, do some visiting. But,
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much for coming. And I do believe we hit everyone. So I'm the last one. Well, my name is Daryl Murphy. I am a commercial agent with KW. I am also one of the advisors on the Michael Blanc Slack channel. I also have my own page, Commercial Multifamily Mastermind Group. Please, if you're not part of the group, join the group. It's a lot of information. It's basically information, teaching, stuff like that. I'm constantly teaching. And I also, what else? I also teach. I haven't started my class yet for this year. As a matter of fact, I won't be. I'm probably not going to kick it back off until January. And even then, I'm just thinking about it. But my market is Texas. Um, my market is Texas, and I'm going to officially announce right now Arizona.
Oh my God. Don't be coming over here. Don't come over here.
Yeah, I'm going to officially announce it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to dig back into my files. I was in the Phoenix, Arizona market right along with Utah a while ago. I still have relationships with a lot of the brokers out there. And now since Greg, he's there, Alicia live. So I got two people that live there now, Greg and Alicia. And Alicia is part of my team. Matter of fact, John Church part of my team, Karen's part of my team, Robert Aragon is part of my team. So I just want to say, yeah, I'm gonna say it right now, Arizona. What do I need help with? Well, I need help with raising funds, and I also need help with a deal sponsor. Raising help and a deal sponsor. That's what I need help with. So I would like to build a relationship with everyone here so that we could get things done and take it across the table so we can get to closing. All right. And in reference to the unstabilized, I will look at that and put that on my calendar to show how to underwrite an unstabilized deal. Okay. I will do that. So I want to thank you all for coming. If anyone would like a copy of the video, because I did record it. If you would like a copy, I will send everyone now a copy of the photo. Please post it and share it. And let's see if we can really get this thing kicked up. I would like to have 100 people up here. So, and we just talking about networking and helping each other get across the finish line. All right. So I want to say, see you next Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here. And we're going to finish up that that underwriting. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you later.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Daryl.
Yes.
Now you'll have to get that list for Phoenix and Arizona to me. I'll call all those owners and get you a deal. All right.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back on.
All
Got
right.
to reach out to my brokers now.
Okay.
So.
All right then. See everybody.
Bye.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye. Yes.